Hi guys, I'm Saumya and I'm back again with another video. So I hope you're all well and safe and are taking good care of yourselves. So I make a lot of bookish content on this channel. So if you are a book lover and a reader or would like to become one, then do hit that subscribe button and don't forget to click on the bell icon. So in today's video, I want to talk about the books written by Sally Rooney. So far she has written 3 books: Normal People, Conversation with Friends and Beautiful World, Where Are You? So in case of her first 2 books, Conversations with Friends and Normal People, I actually listened to them as audiobooks, but I read Beautiful World, Where Are You as a physical copy, which I own at the moment. Sally Rooney is a star in the reader community. I mean, she has such a wide readership and she's gaining more and more popularity with time. Most of the readers have either read her books or are intending on reading books written by her because things went crazy with Normal People when it came out in 2018. Prior to that, Conversations with Friends by her was also there, but it didn't get that much attention. She literally, her popularity skyrocketed from Normal People, and people as in readers were really waiting for her third book, which came out not very long ago, which is Beautiful World, Where Are You? So after having read or listened to all 3 books by her, I have some thoughts to express. So that's what this video is about. Let me know in the comment section if you have read her books, and if you have, then what are your thoughts on her books? Do you like her as an author or not? So I'll start and go in the chronological order. So I'll start by talking about Conversations with Friends first, which was Sally Rooney's first novel. So this is a story of a girl named Frances who is 21 years old. So she has a best friend named Bobby, who also used to be her girlfriend. So Frances and Bobby become friends with a woman named Melissa, who is a journalist, but she's very rich, and Melissa is also married to Nick, who is an actor. So when Bobby and Frances develop this friendship and acquaintance with Melissa, their lives change and their lives become grand. So quite unexpectedly and surprisingly, what happens is that Frances and Nick, who is Melissa's husband, develop a close bond. So that's the premise of the story, and the story revolves around that. So we get an insight into their characters, and we get an insight into Melissa's character and Bobby's character and their reactions as well. On the whole, this is a story that is full of grey characters, and it is full of a lot of moral ambiguity around relationships, and it will be a fair thing to say that there is a fair amount of toxicity going on in the story as well. Nevertheless, this is an engaging read that kept me hooked till the end. I was pretty passive in terms of my reaction while listening to the audiobook of Conversations with Friends. Out of the 3 books by Sally Rooney that I have checked out, this one is my least favorite. Although one thing that has to be said about this book is that Sally Rooney is a brilliant writer, and that cannot be denied even in case of Conversations with Friends. On the whole, this book and the way the characters behave are quite questionable, and this is a book that can frustrate a lot of people. Next up is Normal People by her, which is literally Sally Rooney's star child. So Normal People is the story of Marianne and Connell and their relationship or their connection, whatever you would like to call it, and the ups and downs that it goes through over the years. So they get connected to each other. It's like they know each other in the story for a very long time, since their childhood, but they like get close to each other during their high school, and their closeness continues in the subsequent years, even in their college days and so on. So it's basically a story that talks about how their connection, I can't even call it a relationship, so how their connection goes through different phases through all these years, and it talks about their characters and their individual experiences as well as their collective experience with each other, as was the case with Conversations with Friends. Normal People also has a fair amount of toxicity, but Normal People was a book that got so much reaction out of me when I was listening to its audiobook in 2018. I used to feel like I was flying with happiness sometimes. My heart would fly with happiness sometimes, but other times this book would completely dampen my spirits. So I was so invested in the story in case of both these characters. This book also has like grey characters. If you understand contemporary dating, then you can somewhat make sense of their experiences. You can even relate to them. So in that sense, Normal People is a book that makes more sense than Conversations with Friends in that case. So definitely, by all means, this is a way better and a more superior book than Conversations with Friends in my opinion. I like it a lot. It's a good book, but it's not one of my favorite books. I will never say that Normal People is one of my favorite books. It's a book that I really like individually. So now talking about the final book in the list, which is Beautiful World, Where Are You? So this is the only book by Sally Rooney that I own as a physical copy, and I'm glad, because if I had to choose one book I could own as a physical copy by Sally Rooney, then it would be Beautiful World, Where Are You? Because this is my favorite book by her, and if I have to recommend just one book by Sally Rooney, then it's going to be this book, not the other two. Anyway, so this is a story that has four characters: Alice, Felix, Simon and Eileen. Alice and Felix are interested in each other, and Simon and Eileen are interested in each other. Also, Alice and Eileen are best friends. So Eileen and Simon are in Dublin, and Alice and Felix are in the countryside where Alice has moved. So Alice and Eileen talk to each other through emails. So we get to read their emails, and we also get to read about their individual experiences. So this is a book that talks about their characters, their challenges, and also their dating and romantic lives. If you are familiar with how contemporary dating life is, then you will understand this book a lot. It's kind of similar to Normal People in that aspect, but that's the only thing. Otherwise, it's a completely different story. So overall, this was a wholesome read for me. There were times in this book where I felt so exhausted because certain things infuriated me a lot. But on the whole, the way this story ended up tying all the loose ends was very satisfying in the end. The title, Beautiful World, Where Are You? Goes so well with the story. In case of the previous two books, the titles are pretty appropriate too. But the way this title blends with this story is just phenomenal. I loved every bit of it. If I talk about my overall opinion on Sally Rooney's books, I will say it's kind of similar to my opinion on Haruki Murakami's books. He's not my favorite author, but God knows that I'm going to read each and every book by him. And it's the same thing with Sally Rooney's books for me. I'm going to read all her books, because one thing that is common in both these authors is, despite the fact that they write about completely different topics, is that they're both brilliant and phenomenal authors, and no matter how frustrating or confusing their work can get, it still ends up reaching the reader. At least that's what happens with me. So I'm thankful for their work. Actually, it's like a separate category, authors who are not your favorite but still matter to you. So I think Sally Rooney is in that category for me. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about her work, her characters, and which is your favorite book by her. And if you haven't read her books, then are you planning on reading her books? So that was today's video. If you liked it, then do give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. And if you want to connect with me on my social media, the links are in the description. I will see you in my next video. Till then, bye bye, take care, and please stay safe.